Federal cuts have forced the Food and Drug Administration to pause a program used for the testing of quality of milk.
The suspension of the Food Emergency Response Network Proficiency Testing Program comes after 20,000 employees from the Department of Health and Human Services left. We spoke with UW-Madison's Dairy Markets and Policy Outreach Specialist, Leonard Paulzine, about whether you should be worried.
All right, Leonard, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Good to see you. So can you tell us a little bit about what this program did exactly and what is happening now that it's been suspended?
So great question. The program itself was, think of it as a quality assurance program, where what it did is assured that the testers and the procedures within labs that tested milk were doing it according to the standard operating procedures, and that their findings and their methods were in line and in compliance with the standards that are put in place.
Well, the Department of Health and Human Services, as it transitions to testing to a new laboratory and dairy products can continue, the product testing can continue. But what does a pause right now, how does that pose a risk?
So one of the additional functions of this is not only compliance and oversight, but it also improved program design, played a role in introduction of new methods, things like this. So, as we assume standard quo operating procedures, there's no there's no big risk to food safety. We still have an awful lot of measures in place to make sure that testing is done accurately. Specifically in the state of Wisconsin, Wisconsin's been a very active participant in conjunction with this federal agency's role in proficiency testing. So especially in the state level here, we do have a lot of these measures in place and validations in place for labs to make sure that they're doing things accurately and that food is safe.
Well, this is a big story here, of course, being the dairy state. How or do you think, will it or how will it have any impact on producers and farmers locally?
On that farm level, very little impact, especially in the shorter immediate term. The way their pay price is calculated is exactly the same. And here we're what we call a multiple component pricing system, which means that we get paid on fat and protein. And the tests and the measures for that are still audited regularly. There's multiple layers of regulation, all the way from the state level to the federal milk marketing orders that mandate the testing and calibration of these machines that do influence, the metrics that are used in order to calculate producer pay price. And all of that is still in place. All those rules are still in place. And all of those checks are still in place as well. So no, we don't anticipate any effect on the producer level or on pay price.
If any farmers or producers have questions or concerns, what's the best, resource for them to look at?
So a great place to start is by reaching out to DADCAP. They do have, like I say, a lot of things in place surrounding this topic already. Feel free to reach out to myself and answer any questions that we can from that economic and policy standpoint. But Wisconsin is in a great position. We have a lot of really good folks and have been active in this proficiency testing program for many years. So we have a lot of stopgap measures in place, and I think we're well positioned to have be a leader in the food safety, food security space, especially in the dairy sector, for a while to come, that's for sure.
Very reassuring for a lot of people to hear. Leonard Paulzine, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you.